Carolina Panthers are making a massive change that signals the end for a high draft pick who just hasn't panned out. If the team doesn't fix this passing game right now, Bryce Young might never find his rhythm in this league. We are seeing a major shift in the wide receiver room that could change everything for our season. Before we dive into the details of this roster shakeup, make sure you subscribe and join our community for more updates. Chris Brazzell III is the newest weapon for the Carolina Panthers, and his arrival marks a very clear turning point for this franchise. By bringing in this talented young player from Tennessee, the front office is sending a loud message that they are moving on from Xavier Legette. It is a tough situation because we all wanted to see Lush, it's the cut. He was a deuce in Carolina, but he has struggled to find his footing over the last 2 seasons. In his time with us, he only managed 84 catches and 7 touchdowns, which simply isn't enough production for a team trying to build around a young quarterback like Bryce Young. There were too many dropped balls and too many times where he just couldn't get open against professional cornerbacks. The coaching staff even noticed him running the wrong routes on several occasions, and that kind of inconsistency kills an offense. Now, with the addition of John Mechie III and free agency and the selection of Tetairoa McMillan, the room is getting very crowded. We also have Jalen Coker, who is expected to handle the slot duties where he is most comfortable. This leaves Xavier Legette as the odd man out, and it seems like the team is ready to trade him away to anyone willing to take a chance on a reclamation project. The reality is that the Panthers needed a spark, and they believe they found it in the 3rd round of the draft. They spent their early picks fixing the offensive and defensive lines, which was smart, but they couldn't ignore the need for a true vertical threat any longer. This move is about giving Bryce Young the best possible chance to win games this year. We cannot afford to wait for players who aren't developing fast enough. The NFL is a business where results matter immediately, and the front office is acting accordingly. It is a bold move to effectively give up on a high pick so soon, but the numbers don't lie. We need explosive plays and reliable hands, and the team feels they have upgraded significantly with this new roster layout. This new receiver is exactly what the Panthers have been missing because he brings incredible size and speed to the outside. Standing at 6'4", he is a massive target who can tower over defenders to make those tough catches in the end zone. But he isn't just a big body because he also has a light speed that can stretch the field. He ran a very fast 40-yard dash, which proves he can get behind a defense at any moment. This kind of vertical threat is essential for our offense to work properly. When a player can run that fast and jump that high, it forces the defense to back off, which opens up more space for everyone else. This young prospect was exceptional during his time at Tennessee, where he earned all-conference honors and put up over 1,000 yards in a single season. What makes him even more exciting is how much he improved his hands recently. Earlier in his college career, there were some concerns about him dropping the ball too often, but he worked hard to fix that issue. This final year, he only had 2 drops despite being targeted nearly 90 times. That kind of consistency is exactly what we need here in Carolina. He tracks the ball beautifully when it is in the air, making him a nightmare for cornerbacks who try to play him close at the line of scrimmage. He isn't the kind of player who will dance around after the catch to gain extra yards, but he doesn't need to be. His job is to win downfield and catch the ball when it counts. He fits perfectly into our new offensive scheme because he can stay on the perimeter and let other players handle the middle of the field. By having a reliable deep threat who can actually catch the football, we are making life much easier for our quarterback. The team knows exactly what they are getting with this talented athlete, and his potential to become a true number 1 receiver is very high. It is an exciting time for the fans to see such a gifted player join the ranks. This change in the roster is going to help the Panthers win more games because it finally gives our offense a clear identity. For a long time, we have lacked a player who can consistently scare the opposing defense. When you have a threat like this on the field, the other team has to respect the deep pass, which makes it much harder for them to stop our running game. If we can run the ball better, we can control the clock and keep our defense fresh. This leads to fewer points allowed and more opportunities to score. It is a simple formula that successful teams use every single week. On the other hand, sticking with players who weren't producing was holding the whole team back. If a receiver can't get open or drops the ball, It stalls the entire drive and puts a lot of pressure on the defense to be perfect. By making this switch, we are reducing the risk of those empty possessions that have haunted us for the past couple of years. We want to see this team move the chains and put points on the board consistently. This move also helps the development of our young quarterback. He needs targets he can trust when the game is on the line. If he knows his receiver will be in the right spot and will catch the ball, his confidence will grow. A confident quarterback is a dangerous quarterback. This could be the difference between a losing season and a trip to the playoffs. We are tired of seeing the same mistakes over and over again. This roster move shows that the team is serious about winning right now. They aren't interested in making excuses for players who aren't getting the job done. They want winners on the field who can make plays. It might seem harsh to move on from a young player, but the goal is to win football games for the fans in Carolina. This new addition gives us a much better chance to do exactly that this fall. If this plan works perfectly, we are looking at a transformed offense that can score from anywhere on the field. Imagine a scenario where our new receiver is catching deep touchdowns every Sunday, and the stadium is rocking. The fans would be thrilled to finally see an explosive passing game back in Carolina. On your last fork. This would take all the pressure off the rest of the team and make us a very difficult opponent for anyone in the league. It would prove that the front office made the right call by moving on from the past and embracing the future. But we also have to consider what happens if this doesn't go as planned. If this young player struggles to adapt to the professional game, we could be right back where we started. Worst case scenario is that we trade away our depth and end up with more of the same problems. If he starts dropping passes or can't handle the physical nature of the NFL, the offense will continue to struggle. That would be a disaster for the team and would leave us looking for answers once again. The tension is high because there is no middle ground here. We are either going to see a major improvement or a frustrating repeat of the last few years. Every game will be a test to see if this new direction was the right one. The pressure is on the coaching staff to get this right and on the players to perform at a high level. We are all waiting to see which way this goes. Will we finally have a star receiver we can count on, or will we be left wondering what went wrong? Stakes couldn't be higher for the franchise and for the fans who have been waiting for a winner. We need this to work because we can't afford another year of disappointment. The fans deserve a team that competes and wins, and this move is a big gamble on that future. We will find out very soon if this risk pays off for the Carolina Panthers. Situation is very clear for the Carolina Panthers as they move forward with a new look at wide receiver. They have decided that production matters more than potential, and they are moving on from players who haven't met expectations. It is a tough business, but it is the right move if we want to see this team succeed. By bringing in a big, fast target like Chris Brezel too, they are giving the offense a much-needed boost. But I want to hear from you on this one. Be honest, do you think it is too early to give up on a high draft pick like Xavier Legette? Or are you happy to see fresh blood in the room? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Panthers news. Keep pounding!